Okay, everybody, one last important thing that I forgot to mention in the video. Figure I should make a little video about it just in case we don't cover it directly in class, is to make sure that your failsafe is set up correctly for your plane. Now we should be doing this in class as part of the setup of our plane initially and everything anyways, but just to make sure, we're going to cover it here. So I have my plane all set up and everything is working normally and everything. But what we want to make sure of is when we have a failsafe that something predictable happens, right? In the case of Express LRS, it's actually interesting because this A3 Mini requires a different setting for failsafe than our later flight controller will in our big planes. So kind of interesting there, but I'll show that to you here in a second. So basically I have my plane set up, my transmitter's on, everything's in the correct position for startup. I'm going to plug in the airplane. Okay, we'll let it boot up. There we go. Great. You can see I can move my ailerons and everything here. Make sure at the widest. Yep. Everything moves around. Elevator, if I arm my motor. Okay. Now here's where we want to make sure we have it working correctly. So if my motor is spinning, now again, test this with your prop off. I apologize. Okay. That's kind of a bad sound. We're going to go ahead and move our ailerons over. We're going to turn off our transmitter. Okay. When we turn it off, what we want to see happen, okay, is it lose link and not do this, right? The motor's still going, the aileron's still moving. Not good, okay? Let me turn my transmitter back on. Okay, so that's what will happen if your failsafe is not set correctly in Express LRS. If it's set to last position setting, which I'll show you in a minute, the A3 Mini doesn't even know you failsafed. It just, I guess we're going to still fly like this, and it keeps going until your battery runs out or your plane crashes somewhere, okay? We don't want that to happen. We want at a minimum our throttle to turn off. Okay, let's go over to the web view here for a second. Okay, so here in the A3 Mini user manual, the failsafe section, okay, most receivers will enter failsafe mode in the case of signal loss, okay, and then there's a gyro failsafe, or the failsafe built into the A3 Mini. That's what we're taking advantage of here, and that's going to say once the failsafe happens, then the A3 Mini doesn't receive any more signals from the receiver if we set the receiver up correctly. If that happens, then the LED will keep flashing red slowly, which you may have noticed. The servos will move to their initial positions, including the throttle. The gyro will switch to normal mode. Okay. When you start up, position at startup, your throttle should be at 0, so that means it will go back to 0. Okay, that's what we want. But we have to make sure that we appropriately set up the receiver so it tells the gyro what to do. It tells the A3 what to do. Okay, so to do that, we have to make sure we're configured correctly on our Express LRS web interface page, which you've probably used by now to set up your S-Bus and stuff like that. Okay, oops, so let's see here. But what you may or may not have seen on that page, hopefully you saw it, was this S-Bus failsafe thing here. Okay, last position doesn't work for the A3 Mini. It doesn't recognize it, at least in my testing. So we can't use last position. We have to change it to no pulses. Okay, that means it's to stop sending data to the A3, and the A3 says, "Hey, I'm not getting any more information. I guess we're in a failsafe." So you want to set this to no pulses, okay, and then save that configuration there. Okay. If you don't want to do the whole web interface thing for this, just quick change. I'll show you how to do it on the transmitter real quick. We'll need to zoom in here a little bit. Okay, we're going to go into our system menu and go to our Express LRS script. Okay, we'll go down to our other devices. You may remember this from the video, basically that we did before when we're setting up the output mapping in the first place to get S-Bus in the first place. So we'll select our receiver, whatever it is. Okay, and then we'll select our failsafe mode, not last position. We want no pulses. Okay, so that's really important that we set that. Okay, Then we're going to back out of the script. Okay, all the way back to our main page, and we'll try it again. We should get a correct failsafe this time because it will recognize there's no more signal, and we'll shut off the motor and stuff as it was at startup. Okay, so let's say I plug my plane in to test the failsafe. Okay. You always want to test this before you go fly it, of course. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and arm the airplane. A little bit of throttle. That's a very bad frequency. Sounds really loud. There we go. A little bit better. Okay. Turn the transmitter off. Okay. I'm going to shut down the model. The transmitter is now off, and the motor cuts out. That's what we want to see. Okay. The motor to turn off and actually puts it into like the not self-leveling, the wind rejection mode. Okay. But that's our fail-safe. So just make sure that you set that up correctly. So you have your S-Bus fail-safe set to, no pulses for the A3 Mini specifically. I said later on in the semester we'll actually need to set it to last position when we have a different flight controller. So it pays to test these things on the bench first before you have a flyaway, and that should help you with the setup here for the A3 Mini. All right, thanks.